Well, welcome to part 2 of the Burnley review for the 1999-2000 season. And what a season it's been, whether you're watching this in Burnley or one of the surrounding districts, or indeed in Sweden maybe, or Africa, and the club have received telegrams of congratulation from all of those places. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. A marvellous season, great goals, great moments to relive. So enjoy it right the way through, and Stan Ternent is with us to share those glories with you.
I remember that match quite clearly. We had a fantastic following, and there was no goals at half time. And I remember Tony DeRigo was causing us problems coming down the left hand side, and we changed a little at half time. And then Andy Cook scored a goal. And in the end, we ran out 1-0 winners, but it was quite comfortable. That was a fantastic day for the players.
That is something special. A great cross from Gordon Armstrong, and Andy Cook gives Burnley the lead. Tremendous.
Oh, David, he just, I thought we'd lost the ball at first, and Glenn Little just knocked it back to him. There was 2 attempts, I think, from Armstrong. Glenn Little played the ball back, just held the defender off, just knocked it back to Armstrong, who was supporting him. Flights of crossing, up and under-ish type, and Cookie there, defender with him, rose it above him. 1-0 to the Clarets. Come on, keep this up. I don't know how long we've left, David, but I'll settle for this here and now.
So far, in fact, it's a goal kick. So that was definitely meant by Paul Crichton, and you can still the whistle, the boos, the wolf whistles. I think the wolf whistles are coming from the Burnley fans. They want this game to finish, and the ball played on. This could be dangerous, but again, it's under control, under wraps with Paul Crichton. Dean Sturridge was hoping for a nod on there, and still we'll wait for this final whistle at Pride Park. Crichton kicks high, again into the sky, and there it is. Burnley are through to the next round. A tremendous performance against Premiership opposition, and Andy Cook scores the all-important goal. A fantastic performance from the Clarets into the next round against Premiership opposition. Gordon Armstrong provided the cross, Andy Cook with a superb goal, and we don't fear anybody in the next round.
Bring anybody on, David, as long as it's at home. I'm just ecstatic. I mean, I think we've deserved it. Derby, I think we outplayed them, created more chances, great following. Loved it, David.
Cook there has just seen it once again as the Clarets march forward into round 4.
Then you went at home back to the league against Cardiff City, who were struggling down at the bottom.
What was that, 2-1?
Yes.
All right, that Leg scored for them. We went 1 down, and then we came back and we won the match. Yeah, I remember that game. So that was important, you know, on the back of the euphoria of the FA Cup.
And it's woke them up a bit. Let's see if we can get them into one of these moods where, in the last couple of home games, where they've certainly been worth a wait and goal when the crowd got behind them. Cook to the corner there. Oh, great goal there. Corner, big Steve Davis headed it down. Armstrong collected it, turned around, volleyed in the roof of the net there. Super goal, and it's just at the right time as well, Dave.
So Gordon Armstrong pulls it back for Burnley. 34 minutes. It's Burnley 1, Cardiff City 1, and a good head down from Steve Davis. A simple turn from the captain Armstrong, and Bob's your uncle. It's in the back of the net. It's even Stevens, and we're going to approach them.
Now, David, this is what the crowd like to see, isn't it? It's got them going a bit now. Second corner trot then, goal. Diving headed by Gordon Armstrong there. Was just flashes. No notebook as such yet.
Graham Branch moves edge of the area now. Graham Branch, first one-way shot from Bright. Oh, what a spectacular effort from Graham Branch. Forward now for Glenn Little, and Little laps this situation up. Little cuts inside, he's going to get taken away from him. He still has possession, he deserves the goal. And Payton, well, it was taken away from Andy Payton from 10 yards, and Andy Cook crosses in, and Mullin, Little screaming the ball from Mullin. Andy Legs to watch him. He gets 2 straight away, and Little, still Glenn Little, he's got a time to pick his spot here. Once again, perhaps 1 too many, and a goal! Lenny John Rose. Excellent play from Glenn Little.
Well, there's an absolute bit of magic from Glenn Little there. Mesmerised him. Well, he even mesmerised me, because I thought, oh, he's lost it. And he flicked it over, and Lenny John Rose at the far post. They're just prods it in the back of the net. And I think that'll open the floodgates, Dave. I think we'll win this match about 4 or 5.
Only been on the field about 10 minutes, but that bit of play from Glenlittle, you can't wish to see any better wing play.
It's always difficult looking ahead to the Bury game for you going back as a manager, some players going back as well, and Bury were right up for that one.
Yeah, Bury, what happened in that game, I lost Mitchell Thomas, he was suspended. And we went up there, and it was 4-0 at half-time. I changed the system, and to be fair, I made a rick with that one. But they just went through, they cut through us like a butter through, knife through butter in the first half. But in saying that, it was a fairly even game. It was just that they, every chance they got, they scored and we didn't. Anyhow, we got 2 at the end, and we lost 4-2. But if I was going to lose to anybody, then I do have a soft spot for Bury still. So they stayed up. So I was pleased for Terry Robinson, who's a fantastic chairman there, you know, and then. But I was a bit naffed off for our lot.
This is Little John, a lovely ball through. Little John gets the ball across. Please! 1-0 for the Shakers! Steve Davis sent up. And the Shakers here with an opportunity to make it 2-0. I think it's going to be Priest to take this. Shot from Cook. Well, Burnley had scored through Ronnie Jepson in the 92nd minute. Weller ships the ball over. Well, Burnley had scored again. Burnley scored twice in additional time. I'm just trying to sort out who scored it. It's the Bernie John Mullin.
That was Boxing Day. A couple of days later, it was Oxford United at home, another team struggling at the bottom of the table.
Well, they came and they played, they kept it tight, and we beat them. But that was a difficult match as well. But we won, and that was okay. Did we go a goal down there? I think I remember the big guy from Ipswich in Middlesbrough, centre-back, and he came across Paul Crichton in the corner from the right-hand side and got a goal. But anyhow, we won that game as well, so that was, you know, we were doing all right to bounce back from the disappointment of Bury.
It's going to be Dean West to take this corner for the Clarets. Right over to that back post. Davis is up there, and a header just over from Steve Davis. Trying to play it wide here for Dean West. A good cross is required. Oh, how did he miss that one, for goodness sake? From 6 yards, an excellent ball by Little, who played it to West. West came in, and Mickey Mellon, I think it was, who missed the opportunity. Ball played in again, over the head of Andy Payton. Payton in for it again, claims for handball again, not given, another claim for handball, a penalty. Now, how often do we see a penalty at Turf Moor? The second claim, the second handball in my opinion, and the referee, Mr. Taylor, gave it, Terry.
I didn't see a handball, David, I just saw a tackle on, was it on Glenn? I'm not sure, but a definite penalty decision. It could have been John Mullen. He seemed to get some praise from the crowd. It's Andy Payton. This is one way to get yourself back onto the score sheet, and perhaps Ray's right. Not counting any chickens, David, but when you have a free shot on goal from 12 yards, let's hope those Italian-style gloves or French-style gloves are not too big.
Well, it's going to be Andy Payton who's just fastened his shoelace. I think that's something that they do Andy Payton from the penalty spot for the Clarets. One apiece. Andy Payton's levels the scoring on 21 minutes, and that's good news for Burnley.
There because the referee didn't have a clue, and the linesman did help him. Hand over for the corner, David.
Little takes the corner again. Header! Oh, it just went over the top from Ronnie Jepson from 8 yards, and I think it took a deflection, so another corner. The keeper. Clarets have a throw-in adjacent the Oxford penalty area, and Weller takes it for Little. Little now. Can he do something, work some magic? Lays it back here for Weller. Weller's crosses low and hard. Payton! Andy Payton scores! That's the equaliser, and Andy Payton grabs a brace.
What did I say a second ago, David? Somebody to stamp their authority on it. Glenn fed it through.
Fingertip to it, and that is another corner, my goodness. Don't panic, says Mr. Mannering. A minute left of normal time. We wait for the fourth official to give us more minutes here. Little again. And Mitchell Thomas got it. A goal! Andy Payton has scored a hat-trick, and he's the last player that scored in the century.
He'll go down, David, as a living legend. Andy Payton, hat-trick. The last game of the year, the last game of the century, the last game of millennium, and Andy Payton rounds it off with a hat-trick. Would you just believe it? And I'm saying there's about 300 from Oxford who don't believe it, but the last word goes to the crowd, and Andy Payton, wonderful effort.
Mellon has to track back, and there it is. That is superb, a battling performance from the Clarets. They didn't have it all their own way. They went behind twice in the game and come back and winning the game by 3 goals to 2. But the hero of the afternoon, although it is a team game, is Andy Payton. Marvellous. Andy Payton, your second hat-trick of your Burnley career. You must be pleased, the last one of the century as well.
Yeah. I mean, a place to get on any time, but obviously we've been a special day for the club and what have you. I'm delighted, and more so getting the 3 points, to be honest.
Yeah. So it's half the season to go, isn't it now?
Yeah.
And so it's still on for the Clarets, basically.
Well, like the gaffer said, 43 points at halfway stage. And if we can do the same again, 86 points, I think you're going up on that.
Automatic, yeah.
I would have thought so, yeah.
And into the new year, 2 successive defeats, one against Notts County away from home, we lost 2-0, and then in the FA Cup down at Coventry.
Yeah, and Notts County, we were poor. They had Brent Angel on loan and he scored 2 goals. We didn't play well that day. We got what we deserved, which was an out. And then we went to Coventry, and that was an enjoyable day and an absolutely unbelievable atmosphere, the following we had there. We went a goal down with a fantastic strike from Hadji, I think it was. Anyhow, it was 1-0 at half time, and for half an hour in the second half we were the best team, but we couldn't get a goal. And then unfortunately they got a couple near the end. But I thought we played quite well on that day without just having that cutting edge to get a goal. I was hoping that if we had got a one, then we might have got him back up here. And I remember speaking to Gordon after the game, and he said he was really concerned about it until I got that second goal. But I was pleased with the performance of the players, and they showed they could play and handle that big stage. Although we did lose 3-1, but 3-1 wasn't a fair reflection on that match. 3-0, sorry, wasn't a fair reflection on that match.
You went away to Chesterfield then, the bottom club, drew 1-1 there. Was that a disappointment for you?
It was, because we were in front, and in the second half, I had the little guy on loan from Tranmere, and he scored a good goal. But that was a game I felt we should have won. But nevertheless, it was a point away from home, so it's always better to look on the bright side. But it was important that we won our next match after that.
Yes, and that was something of a local derby against Oldham, and you won well, 3-0.
Yes, yeah, we did. We were playing quite well at that stage, to be fair, and that was an evening match, and we beat them convincingly. We played well that evening.
It's Paul Cook.
Hammers the ball in, Andy Cook!
And what a goal from Andy Cook! Paul Cook with the cross on the free kick, and Andy Cook gets, I think, his 6th goal.
Well, what a great ball in from Paul Cook there. And Andy Cook got on the end of it there, running forward from about left-hand side of the penalty area. Slung it in with that.
Which I presume you will be. 16 and a half minutes gone here at the Turf. Live commentary. It's Burnley 1, Oldham Athletic 0. Nationwide League Division 2. Good brave header from Lenny John Rose. Andy Payton, can he get hold of this one? Will it fall to Andy Payton? Payton, 1-on-1 with the keeper. 2-0.
Well, Andy Payton there got a ricochet, latched onto it, took his time, and like I say, he's in that scoring streak now, Dave, where every game scoring a goal. Brilliant.
Burnley lead by 2 goals to 0. The two Andys on the score sheet, respectively. Cook and Payton. Cook ball through that time. Flicks on for Andy Payton. And Andy Payton wins it back off Garnett. And Andy Cook! Oh, what a good save from Kelly. Now, Branch! Good grief! His way through this game. Lenny John Rose. Oops. An opportune moment to fall for Armstrong, but John Rose is there again. And Mullin now. Mullin racing over to the... Well, it's going down the middle. And here's Andy Cook. Again, right-hand side. And Payton! Oh, what a goal! Andy Payton makes it 3. Andy Cook crossed in. And Andy Payton gets 2.
Well, that was a tremendous break by Burnley there. Lenny John Rose, first of all, won it in midfield, slipped it to John Mullin. Mullin careered off with it, a good 20-yard sprint there. Laid it out to Andy Cook, who crossed it, and Andy Payton there at the far post.
Clarets again with John Mullin. Raiding this inside left channel for the Clarets into the air. A nice turn from Mullin. Mullin across the goal. Oh, is he going in? Oh, Payton could have had his hat-trick from about 2 yards or even 1 yard, for goodness sake. Could have been the hat-trick. It could have been his 3rd of his career.
Stoke away is always a tough tie.
Stoke away was a funny one because we were 2-0 down, and that was a tough match. And then we got a couple of goals and we got it back. Pates. I can't remember who scored the first goal. Did Andy get them both? I can't just remember now, but I remember him getting through late on. Pates got them both, that's right. But he got in down the inside right channel and he hit one right across the keeper in the bottom corner. And that was a fantastic result, because that was a tough game for us.
Now, Bristol Rovers at home was quite some match altogether, because Ian Cox made his debut in that game. You had a player sent off and you scored what many people regard as the goal of the season. First of all, talk about Ian Cox.
Well, Ian Cox is a player that I knew as a kid when I was at Palace. And when I was at Bury, I could have got Ian Cox. Then they had a family bereavement, and that deal fell through because he wanted to stay down in London. Eventually he went to Bournemouth. But funnily enough, Cox started as an outside right and a centre forward. And then the opportunity just presented itself. I got a phone call that Ian Cox may well be available, so I rang Mel, who's a pal of mine, Mel Machin. I said, what's his script for Coxie? So he told me the story, and it was £500,000. So I went straight to the chairman, and 10 out of 10 to him, he said, and I just said to him, he's different gear. He's ideal, you know, he's the one that would be good for Burnley Football Club, if we can persuade him. So that's how that deal was done. And he's a fantastic lad as well, but he's an extremely good player.
So he made his debut, you had a player sent off, and then Glenn Little scored that great goal.
Well, Bristol were top of the league then, and they were playing particularly well, and we done well in that game, but we played them for an hour with 10 men, so maybe a bit more, and all of a sudden Andy Cook flicked the one on. I can see it now. Blakey picking it up and going through and scoring, and it was an absolutely unbelievable 1-0 victory against the top of the table team, and that done the players' confidence apparently.
Down he went with Ronnie Mauger. Davis up, trying to get John Rose going, and Davis shot! Oh, is it the woodwork again? Steve Davis has a habit of hitting the woodwork, and what a shot from the Burnley defender.
Oh, he made the chance, David, because a lovely bit of skill, I think it was, to John Rose, who gave it in by, and that must be the 5th or 6th time this season that poor Stevie Davis. A bit of movement now, and 6s and 7s, and lost the it's red. Oh no, and that's the result of that.
Andy Payton, hand behind his back, can't believe it, but the red card is shown, he's got to go. And Mitchell Thomas is having a word, and they're all going to have a word.
Well, certainly the referee and the assistant saw it. We didn't, so we can't comment. The Stan Ternent's coming down the line here, telling his substitutes to get back in the box. And Burnley's top scorer, Andy Payton, well, tragically sent off for Burnley. I ain't got the answer, but surely the match officials should. So the Clarets down to 10 men, 28 minutes coming up on the clock as the free kick powered in, and Cox was there straight away. The referee has given another free. Here's Graham Branch, switching play. Andy Cook will flick on from Cook. Now Glenn Little surging forward, edge of the area, one way, then the other way. Glenn Little, magic! What a goal! Glenn Little, magic!
Oh, there's no words to describe that football. Beat 3 men, chipped it over the keeper. You were quite right, Stan, leave it as it was. Glenn Little, that is a wonderful, wonderful goal, and Turf Moor in ropes. You will not see a better goal all season.
And then you went away to Bournemouth, Ian Cox, of course, going with you.
Bournemouth, we went down there, which is always a difficult place. I remember going to Bournemouth last season and we got beat 5. And we went this year and we won 1-0. And that was a great result for us.
And then there was just a slight bit of hullabaloo because you brought in a certain Ian Wright.
Well, again, opportunity presented itself, and I've known Ian for a long time. And I spoke to Jerome Anderson, who looks after Ian, Jeff Weston, who's Jerome's number 2. I spoke to Satch and I told him our ambitions and this and that and the other. And Ian decided, yeah, okay.
It was a 0-0 draw against Wigan Athletic in front of 20,435.
Aye, Mitch hit the ball the last couple of minutes. But it was a good match. It was a good match, and they were a good side. I can't remember them having much of any chances in that.
Well, a very warm welcome to Turf Moor, and I must say it's a very packed Turf Moor. Probably the fullest this ground's been since the redevelopment back in the 1990s. The reason for that, of course, Wigan are here, we know about them. But we've also got a certain Mr. Ian Wright, who is in the lineup this afternoon. Inside left channel, and Branch moving forward for Burnley. Graham Branch now to right. Right, can he control it? Right, can he put it? He shoots, and it's blocked by Barmer. But there you saw Ian Wright's first attempt on goal for Burnley, Ray. Half cleared, Graham Branch to pick it up. Cross comes in from Branch, and Little's header down, and now that that was a good save, a good effort from Andy Cook, and it nearly went in.
The rub of the green.
That's Ian Wright here, puts a chip over the bar. Oh, it's just gone over from Ian Wright. My word, he's really worked hard for a goal this afternoon. Oof. Goodness me, Howarth. Well, that was a blinding miss. He's been on in the second half. Simon Howarth, really. I thought that was going to be curtains for the Clarets, Ray, but thankfully he dragged it wide. Andy Cook, Little on this near side. Burnley's left now. Centre of midfield, Paul Cook looks round. It's going to be hard to break down this Wigan defence. And Little, Smith cross. Sheridan's in the way. Right! Oh, and a good save from Carroll, and Ian Wright looks odds on for scoring, Ray. So Sheridan goes into the book. Last gasp effort for the Clarets, and now it's falling to Paul Smith, who hits it hard into the Simon Howarth. Oh, he's hit the bar. Good grief, that was Mitchell Thomas. Can you believe that, Ray? And that is the final end to it all. But what an end, what a finish. Woodwork again.
Well, an absolutely wonderful shot struck by first Paul Smith and then Mitchell Thomas, which rattled the crossbar. And to be fair, I think it's a fair result as that, Dave. We've had more chances, bit of the rub of the green, and we could have had it. But a superb couple of point of piece there. Really, we could have done with a win there. We need to win his games.
So Wigan came for the point. Burnley had chances. Ian Wright had 2 or 3 in actual fact, a superb volley and a lob as well from the former Arsenal man. But it's goalless, it's a point apiece, and it's a very good afternoon for a very packed Turf Moor.
Few chances fell to your new signing today?
Yeah, and he done very well. The keeper made 2 fantastic saves from him, particularly the one from the volley. And then, of course, Mitchell hit the bar in the last seconds of the game. So they had a little rub of the green today, which you need. All good sides need that. We didn't get it. But nevertheless, it was an extremely competitive derby match. And we shaded it on points, but we didn't get the 3.
I think Ian's going to settle in, isn't he?
Oh, well, if he doesn't do any worse than he done today, then we've nothing to worry about. I was delighted with him. I thought he had a fantastic debut. It's been a lot of hype, big crowd, all the rest of it, but he thrives on that. That's the type of person he is. Well, we went to Colchester and we played particularly well, but I thought the behaviour of the Colchester fans that day towards Ian Wright was nothing short of disgraceful. But he handled it, Ian, and he done well, and we beat him, and that was the fairest answer. But I know afterwards Ian spoke to me on the phone, and he was upset about that. That was poor. And in fairness to Colchester, the directors and the board and the secretary, they wrote a letter and apologised on behalf of their fans. But again, we went down and we won well.
And then it was Preston North End. That must have been a big disappointment, losing 3-0 at home, having a player sent off as well against that.
Well, I felt that Preston were the best team. You know, David had them together. They just missed the year before, and Gary Peters before that. They had some good players. That was again a top of the table sort of a clash, a full house. And Michael Jackson, one of my old players from Bury, scored early on. Fred got sent off, Dean West. And we were up against it, and on that day we had to take our medicine. We were second best and we were beaten by a better side.
Please welcome Burnley's Bertie B.
Well, here he comes, Bertie B. It's like with the troops.
Looks, David, as though he's being stretchered onto the field, not stretchered on.
Andy Payton, I'm not sure about this. Got to keep him active. Oof.
Let's go.
With a bang. Oh, it's Bertie B well in front here. Very agile. Oh, cheating. He'll be disqualified for this. I'm sure that's a player in that outfit of Bertie B. He looks so fit. And the troops getting involved. No, I think it might be John Gale, the former Claret.
Why should England tremble, David, when we've got mascots like this? And he's moving the obstacle course. Can you believe that? And they're rattling through that obstacle. And Bertie comes out to great cheers. And he's just going to attack his Andy Payton.
Bertie B steps up. 1-0! No, it could be Brian O'Neill, but we think it's Andy Payton. Your thoughts on the team and the game?
I said the other week, David, against Bristol Rovers, it was a must-win game. I'm not so sure that's the same today. It's a Lancashire derby. Everybody's up for it. You can just hear the crowd. It's like the cup final at Wembley, David. I'm going to say this, that if it does become a draw, then the West Lancashire side will be there. It was good defending, I think, by Coxey, wasn't it, to get it away for the second corner.
The second corner to be taken. Oh, and a header in, a goal! Oh dear, Burnley, the sucker punch from 2 corners, and the Preston fans go wild here at Turf Moor. There's dead silence from the Claret supporters. You might expect that.
Michael Jackson, I think, David, floated over just in that bit of space, gets his head behind it, top corner, can't do much about it. You'd ask questions afterwards.
Glenn Little there, but Burnley retrieve it with Ian Cox. Good turn from Glenn, and Glenn keeps it in. Alexander can't catch him. Little to the byline. Across from Little. Oh, and that was problems for the Preston defence. Glenn Little doing also well on the left-hand side there. On this near side. Little does well. Breaks away from his marker. Cross comes in. And Wright's up there. Oh, it's wide from Ian Wright. And what a great bit of football skill from Glenn Little. Found the man. He applauds Glenn Little. And so near, Terry. So near.
No doubt about it, David. We could do with one before half-time because we would get out to jail time if we did.
Certainly would. The fans are on the edge of the seats. The ball played in. Tippy Moynihan punched it. Little shot! And it's wide from Glenn Little again. And you just sometimes hope and pray that you can see that ball hit the back of the net, but on that occasion, once again, it didn't. Davies plays it in for Branch. And Branch on the left-hand side now for Paul Smith. First time ball from Smith. It's a good one. And Moynihan took it the last gasp effort in his 6-yard box, but an early ball from Paul Smith. Renowned for his good kicking on the left-hand side. Goalkeeper's coming, gone back. That was John Rose back at the far post, who heads over. A good cross it was from Mickey Mellon on this right-hand side for Burnley. North End come forward again. It's some good news here for Anderson. He shoots, a good save again from Brighton. And now a chance for Macken. And that's the second for Preston North End. It's such a shame because Paul Crichton had done well against Anderson. It fell very, very kindly to Macken, who was following it up. It's dispossession time. John Rose got dispossessed there. Preston coming forward looking for a third here. And that's the third one. Well, I said they were looking. I didn't think they'd get it. And that's game, set and match. Rob Edwards makes the scoreline rather embarrassingly. Burnley 0, Preston North End 3.
Luton, didn't you?
Luton always have the sign on us, they beat us down there, and they beat us 2-0 here. Whether that was a reaction to the Preston thing or not, I'm not quite sure. But we did. We lost here to Luton, and that was the first time we lost 2 back-to-back league matches. So we had a chat, and we decided that we would close ranks, stick together, and crack on again.
It's going to take some skill to handle it over there.
It's Andy Cook now who fires it in. Oh, so near yet so far. Mitchell Thomas. Kenilworth Road, the clearance there by Ian Cox, and now an opportunity now. Oh, well, on a normal sort of a pitch, I think that may have run for Ian Wright. Mitchell Thomas, glad to see him back. Now a great ball from Thomas. Here's Little to run at this Luton defence and take the ball with him. It's very, very difficult. Oh, I thought that was going to be Wright who got his goal there on target, hard enough. Free kick to the Clarets. Lenny John Rose skids across the turf. Thomas, very good at that, very professional. Matthew Spring plays it for Douglas. Douglas creeps into the Burnley penalty area. Good ball played across, and the shot comes in, and that is a super goal. Another goal against the Clarets. It came in on 26 minutes, and well worked from that left-hand side. And well, the chance on here for Burnley with Glenn Little. Ball played in. Oh, and some good defending again. That was Marv Johnson who just took the ball away as Little played it in. And what's going to house? Oh dear. Oh goodness me. Phil Gray has made it 2 for Luton. And going in as Little again careers off on that right-hand side. Another man goes down. Little doing it once again. Brilliant stuff from Little, just over the top. And there's one man who can weave magic, perhaps just finish. We've seen him do it before. He nearly did it then. Davies can make one of his tantalising runs. He's going to shoot first time. Oh, it's a good one! He's hit the bar. Steve Davis once again. Why does Steve Davis and the woodwork always clash?
Well,
and Mellon puts a ball in for Payton. The flag's up, I'm afraid. And he may score, but Unfortunately, it doesn't count. Yeah, the Rangers starting again. Now then, Ian, right. Oh. Well, I thought he was on to score there. He's injured himself. Davis trying his luck again. Glenn Little on that far side. Can he get the ball across? He does a great chip over. And Davis can't get there. Right! Oh, and he shoots wide as Ian Wright. Can't get that ball in the net. He's certainly trying. Goodness knows he's tried as a lad.
And you did 4 days later, winning at Brian Flynn's club Wrexham.
We went to Wrexham. That was a good game, 1-0, but we won it well. We defended when we had to defend, and we were worthy winners that day.
And then Gillingham 2-2. That was a good result for you.
Gillingham was a good result. The pitch was fantastic. We went down the day before. We played on the Tuesday evening. They were playing particularly well at the time. We went a goal down, and then Payton scored, one each at half time. I can remember Asaba running through and scored a really good goal. Then later on in the game, Mitch got down the right, crossed the ball, and Ian was onto it in a flash and put it at the top of the net. And what's more, you know, we'd hit the ball and hit the post that game, we had a couple off the line, we could have won that match. But that was a really big result for us that night.
And you won well against Reading, who were going well at the time. Reading, they turned the corner, 3-0 you won.
Alan Pardew again, who played for me at Palace, who will do well there. They've got some good players. That was a tough match, but we finished. I think we beat them 3, did we, in the end? And but for an hour, that was a hard match. But we were strong that day, and that was a big result, because next season Reading will be a force.
Taken a couple earlier on. This time it's a good one from Little, and Davis is up there, and that's a goal. That's Steve Davis. Burnley 1, Reading 0. Tempted fate to say that Davis would score one.
Oh, superb strike, inch perfect, which is normally Little's hallmark. That was one of his better ones. Right in, Davis was there, thanks very much, up above everybody. Right down, a perfect header into the far corner through a sea of Reading players.
So Little to take this corner for the Clarets at the cricket field stand, end of the ground. It's a good one. Payton! 2-0! What can you say about Andy Payton? It's already been said.
Well, it's the old Burnley 1-2, then Little cross onto Andy Payton's head, and the next thing it's in the back of the net. Tremendous. No keeper in the world would have stopped that header. Tremendous. What else can you say? The old 1-2.
Yeah, they all look the same in the football shirts, and when they get in the normal clothes, they're even worse to distinguish, I can tell you. In the press room, it's sometimes very difficult. The ball played across. Andy Payton! Oh, it's not. It's cleared from the line. Andy Payton again. Thomas is quick to react to find Glenn Little. Little inside right channel. Andy Cook now. Andy Cook to the byline. Cuts it back. Was looking for Payton, and there he was. Graham Murty to clear the danger at the far post. That could have been the Burnley 3rd goal and Payton's 2nd. Thomas for Little. Ian Wright. Nice stuff from Ian Wright. Oh, Robinson got in before Little. Will it stop in? It will stop in for Glenn. He's right at the byline here. Chip to the back post. Steve Davis. Yes! Right. Notched another. He's there. He's scored for Burnley. Burnley 3, Reading 0. Right.
Well, the crowd have gone absolutely bananas here. He's Ian Wright lying on the deck, being congratulated by his teammates. Can't see what he's doing. He's a happy man. Very happy man.
Blackpool, the local derby, 1-1.
Well, Blackpool was like watching paint dry, to be fair. We were hopeless that night. And Branchy scored late on. But that was a game that I felt that we had to take the bull by the horns and win. And I think all of us were a little disappointed that we didn't win that match. Although in fairness to Blackpool and Steve, they were scrapping for their lives, and it was a derby match. But it wasn't much of a game, that one.
Little. Mullen again on the overlap. Little trying to confuse the hell out of Blackpool's defence, and that's just wide. Barnes had it covered. Swerving ball in for Cox. Right on the end of it. First chance for Wright's hand. Free kick, thank God. Little. Little's free on the right for Burnley. Gillingham as far as the back post, and Burnley have equalised. Biggest green Branch. Clearance was a poor one. Branch was nowhere to be picked up on the edge of the box, and Burnley have clawed their way back into this game after being totally out of it for the last 10 minutes.
And then Berry came back and got a point here too.
Well, Berry always do, don't they? You know, I mean, we scored the last kick to get a point, and Nicky Dawes scored a free kick. Curled the one in, I think 89th minute or something for them. But Dawes, he played for me for 4.5, nearly 5 years, and he never hit the goal all the time he played for me. I told him that after the game. He said, "Why do that to us?" But never mind, we've got a point.
Running around and trying to get space, but everybody's pretty tight, and that's where Glenn's got clear.
And Little does marvellously well. Back post, Payton, a goal! 1-0. Glenn Little's magic. Andy Payton's finishing at the far post.
Talking about not much room on the pitch, and there was just a yard there for Glenn Little to get his cross in. Andy just pulled off him at the back post, and I don't think the header went in cleanly. I think it came up.
Here Jepson, far side, plays it off well to Little. Little gives bombing forward here for Burnley. Still Glenn Little to the byline. Glenn Little, marvellous play from Little. A great cross, the keeper collects it. But again, some beautiful football from Glenn Little. You knew where you were with 1 to 11. Anyway, it's John Mullen, who's 30. We're not by age, by number. Payton! Oh, and a good save. Payton was going for the second attempt, and Andy Payton was looking for his second goal. And a good save, it must be said, by Paddy Kenny with his feet.
Good save, as you said, David, but I think John
missed it. Give him his foot back. Now then, Payton! Oh, yes! 2-0, the flag's up, though. The flag's up, oh dear, to the Burnley half. Paul Reed plays it up. Priest gets a header in. Oh, and that was all the way. That's it. That's the equaliser. And the goal scorer, Danny Swales. It's been the heart of the defence.
And the gate, David, 13-2-2-4.
So who's got that? Corner comes in. Davis is up there. Jepson! Oh, he's at the woodwork. Ronnie Jepson. Goodness me. Flew ball bounce on, ball bounce off. Cross. Oh! I don't believe that one. That's the sucker punch. Burnley's fallen. Thomas crosses in. Davis. Flick on, looking for Payton. And John Rowe shot! Oh, and a great shot and a good save again from Kenny.
Good football. Yeah, Kenny down low, tipped it round corner.
And the ball hurdles in again. John Rowe's header. A goal! Excellent! And Ronnie Jepson against his old club. Who would believe this? Celebrations, it's got to be said, they're well deserved.
Now then, who said that Ronnie Jepson might get a header that counts in their penalty area? I've got to say I did, and I'll tell you what, at this stage it's 2-2. I said, can we do it? Can we dig deep? And Ronnie Jepson is just reminded the referee that he should have had a penalty before, which I might agree with.
Go on, flick on from Payton. Davis is up there. Flick on. Now Andy Payton! Oh, into the arms of Paddy Keane. And Payton was looking to get a second, and it would have been Burnley's third goal.
And then April started very well for you. You beat Cardiff City 2-1, you beat Notts County 2-1, and you won away at Oxford. Dennis Smith there then 2-1.
Well, Oxford was a hard game. Oxford have stayed up with Dennis, and Dennis sides are always well organised and competitive, as you know. They've got some good players there. Anyhow, we were a goal down, and I just said to them at half time, you know, if you can step it up 10-15%, you'll win this match. And as it turned out, we did, but we left it light. And well, I can remember well I had that win on the back post. Ian's gone, chased the one out to the line, turned, produced a fantastic cross. Wallace come in and scored. So that was a big result for us.
Cardiff 2-1. I mean, teams down at the bottom scrapping for the lives. It's always difficult.
Yeah, Cardiff was again, it was a match we had to win. We were 2-0 up with about 20 minutes to play. We were coasting. We were well in control. They'd thrown a little bit of caution to the wind, and we would have scored some more goals. But Blake, he got himself involved. Glenn Little got himself involved in a bit of something and got sent off, which made it a little difficult for us at the end. Anyhow, they got a goal back, but we managed to win 2-1. But that particular day, Glenn knew what the lads felt, because that could have cost us. So as long as he learns from that, then that's fine.
This is Branch. Crowd thought he was at least 2 yards off. In again from Cook, and Davis, and has scored. There's no flag, and Steve Davis stayed forward. I was saying he knew where the goal was. His 4th of the season from centre half, and Burnley lead with 20 minutes gone. No cover at all for John Hallworth, and Cardiff City in trouble again. Look at the defending here. There wasn't a blue shirt in sight. 3 of them there, and Davis put it in off the goalkeeper. Smith heads it on. It's one for Branch to chase against Eckhart. 2 number 15s, and the Burnley men's won that duel. Looking towards Payton. Good save by Hallworth. Cook, and the goalkeeper there again. They do break so quickly, Burnley, and in the blink of an eye they could have doubled the lead. Branch's cross, and with Payton hovering, Hallworth did well twice. No nonsense clearance from him. Branch was hustling forward. It's come through here for Payton. Andy Payton, side netting. Second good chance he's had. Such a prolific marksman down the years with a succession of clubs. He got in behind Cardiff then. The angle was against him once he'd taken it wide. Hallworth well positioned, and there was no way through there at the near post. John Rosett's header. Here's an even better chance for Payton. And this time he has taken it. 2-0 Burnley, and it was all of Cardiff's own making. Only themselves to blame. 15 minutes gone in the second half. It's 2-0, and Cardiff's season is really on a knife edge now. Goal number 24 for Andy Payton. He'd had 2 chances, and it was third time lucky. No one there at all. And as Hallworth came out, he kept his cool underneath the goalkeeper. 2-0. It's really all they've got. Haven't seen too much else this afternoon. That's quite a long one though. Keeper in trouble, and it's worked again. It's a goal on his debut for Kurt Nogan, and for the second time inside a week, Andy Legg's long throw has produced a goal for Cardiff.
Notts County were falling away a little bit at the stage that you met them, weren't they? You won 2-1 again.
Yeah, we beat. Well, we owed them because we beat us 2-0 down there. It was quite a tough match, but we beat them, and that was the main thing. But that game was a tough match in the respect that Notts County at that stage were playoff contenders, even promotion contenders, as we were. And that was a very, very important game that we had to win.
Nearly lost possession there as he plays it forward for Mellon in the centre circle. Mickey Mellon inside left channel for the Clarets. Great ball for Graham Branch, and Branch plays a beautiful ball in. Andy Payton, number 25 of the season, and what a goal! What a cross from Branchy.
That's just what you want, to start like that, David. Settles everybody down, and I've got to say, I noted that Mickey Mellon, I thought he'd made a bright start, and he was instrumental in that. Threaded a lovely ball through to Branchy. He got wide, crossover, and Andy Payton, he doesn't miss from there, does he?
Cook. Branch. Ball Cook, Payton. Payton turns wonderfully well. Good shot from Payton, just inside the area. Yeah, he does it well, does Graham Branch. He gets past his marker, but the ball has to be, as Ray said, bob on. Payton's header. Mickey Mellon picks it up for the Clarets. Running at this, not scanning. A chance here for Payton. Can he finish? Oh, a good save from Ward, straight at the keeper. Unusually for Andy Payton. I was ready to say 2-0, but it didn't happen. And Lenny John Rose picks it up. Little again, this time on the far side. Little to the byline, perhaps. Redmouth's there. Great play from Little. Payton! Oh, and that was an unbelievable block by Richardson when Little had dragged it back. Payton was on for another, and the ball come across the face, and Lee couldn't get there.
Well, it's been more exciting this last 2 minutes than has the whole match said here.
Just a break off here as Little comes forward again. And this time it's Andy Payton. A shot from him. Scampers past the far post, and it's all action. Something for everyone. 365 days a year at Turf Moor, and that was Andy Payton. I'll just bring Terry. And Thomas does well, does Mitchell Thomas. Rush of blood past the halfway line. Little, can he finish? He must finish. Oh, it hasn't got in. Alan Lee shots this one. Oh, and it's saved on the line. I think it was John Rose. Great save. Another save. Oh, it's gone in. I knew this would happen. With 5 minutes left, 2 real chances. They got it on the 3rd attempt. Well, it certainly does, but Burnley have to nick this one this afternoon. The ball here for Davis, who's come up in support of the attack. And oh, it's right. Oh, he scored. Ian Wright. What a marvellous goal. That is what you call nicking a game.
Well, I said it only takes. I said it only takes a second to score a goal, and Ian Wright's just proved me right there. It's never what the fat lady sings, and he's just proved it.
Ian Wright, would you believe it? He will be a happy man tonight. His 3rd goal in a claret and blue shirt of Burnley, and what an important time to score it. And Bertie B's happy as well. It is a very tight league, the Nationwide too, this year, and every time Burnley win, the rest win. I know you shouldn't look over your shoulder, and all Burnley's got to do basically is keep winning, isn't it?
That's right. I mean, that's all we can do. We can just take it, you know, it's the old cliche, game at a time. Try and get 3 points for every game we're playing in, and you know, and see where it takes us at the end of the season. But you know, that's our aim, to get automatic promotion. So we'll just keep plugging away.
You then had 2 crunch games, you'd call them. Gillingham at home and Millwall at home. Now the Gillingham game, first of all, that must have been a big disappointment.
Well, Gillingham came here and I felt that they would have been happy with the point. Now, to be fair, I'd have took a point in respect of what happened, because it would have kept that status quo between us. But they came with a 4, a 5 and a 1. And they came here for a point. They never came out from 18 yards. We made a hash of a cross from the right flank. Guy got in and scored a goal. We were always chasing the game then. Then we were caught with our pants down twice. We finished up losing 3-0. And at the end of it all, we were well beaten on that evening.
And Mickey Mellon plays it long for Andy Payton. His Graham Branch is up in support. Andy Payton into the penalty area. The cross comes in! Oh, and a great cross from Payton, and Branch could not just get his foot there, but again some excellent play from the Paddy and Predator. Yes, we have it back now as Mitchell Thomas steps up to take this one. There's all marked up. Lenny John Rose back for Thomas. Thomas for Smith. Smith, a good ball here, perhaps. Back post it is. It's a good one. Dean West is up. It's at the side netting. Dean West was up for that back post. A good cross from Paul Smith. Some good play on the left-hand side.
Tight, has he really?
No, he hasn't really had the service. Here we go then. Lenny John Rose, left-hand side for Paul Smith. Cross from Smith. Oh, it's right across the face. Barsham couldn't get there. The ball spun away, and the goal mouth was begging.
It's a corner, David.
Yes, corner to Gillingham on this near side then. Play to the near post. Oh dear. Oh, that's sent the Gillingham fans absolutely wild with
That was a foul.
the referee. Good refereeing is given advantage. Burnley have now lost possession. Can't pull it back after that. Mellon crosses in. Wright's there. Davis! Oh, he couldn't get a connection on it when it mattered most. And Bartram just scoops it up for Gillingham. So an abundance of corners for Gillingham as Burnley trying to salvage something from this game. But corner it is, far side for the Gills. Davis is up there. Oh! That's a gift.
Millwall
4-0 up.
Yeah, Millwall was 3 up, and I said to him at half time, the next goal's the most important goal, boys. We get that, the game's finished. If they get it, there's a game on. Anyhow, we got it. The game wasn't finished. Anyhow, that could have been 9 each. But we finished up winning the game, and it was, looking back on it now from a supporter's point of view, it must have been a fantastic match to watch.
Put out by Moody for a corner to Burnley, the first corner of the game in fact, and it falls to the Clarets.
And of course we said the big lads may have been up at the last free kick, David, but they certainly are here. There's Ronnie Jepson, Mitchell Thomas going in.
The ball comes in, the goalkeeper, oh, it's a goal! Ian Cox has scored for Burnley. Brilliant goal, nice header, the goalkeeper couldn't keep it out. Burnley 1, Millwall 0.
And that's what you get, David, for hesitation in the defence. They didn't pick up Coxey going through. They didn't make it with the most powerful header, but it guide and a steer.
This near side plays it forward again. Gilks couldn't get it through to Harris. Burnley pick it up here with Mitchell Thomas. Good ball in for Payton. And now a chance for Paul Cook in space on the left-hand side. He hammers it straight in the arms of Tony Warner. Andy Payton, 25 goals for the Burnley striker. Headed it back, Wayne Cook, and Andy Cook! Well, I'm really pleased that Andy Cook has scored for Burnley. He will be over the moon.
He was just defending in our off, wasn't he? And he's on the end of a crossover. John Mullen, he's done the work. I thought he might have took it on his chest and go for it, but he's hit it first time onto the volley. And though it's going wide, no, didn't creep inside of the post, slammed into the net inside of the post, and that's great because he's hungry. Good defending at one end, good at forward play at the other. Burnley 2, Millwall 0.
Ian Cox on that far side, going to take him on. Joe Dolan with him for Millwall. Ian Cox needs support here. He has it in Paul Cook, but finds Ronnie Jepson. Now then a shot from Jepson, and not a bad effort from the veteran striker.
Corner to Burnley.
And again, Mickey Mellon with that corner for the Clarets. Back post it is, and the header came in. Oh, and that was aiming for Andy Payton at the near post. At least 5 as Mellon steps up once again. Back post it is, Davis! That's a goal! Steve Davis, Burnley 3, Millwall 0. There's no coming back for Millwall.
Deserved, David, for all the season. I'll tell you for why. Mickey Mellon's had enough corners there. He's got his distance, his accuracy, his angle exactly right. Stevie Davis rose well above everybody else, and I've got to say, if I was their management, I'd be looking at Warner, because Warner came, then he went, then he didn't come, and Stevie Davis got there to power it in 3-0. That's a great first half display. Went everything on the far side. John Mullen cross.
Got a header in, and Paul Cook hammers it! Oh, what a goal! Paul Cook, 4-0!
And we just said the defenders don't like defending crosses like that. And seconds before he'd done that, and he hammered that one in, and it was not dissimilar to a goal he scored earlier on in the season from way outside the box, and it slammed into the far post across Warner in the goal. 4-0 to the Clarets, and a good one. Eddie Lee might be right, 5 goals in this game.
Good ball from Cahill on that left-hand side, a low shot and a goal for Millwall. And who would have believed that they've pulled one back. Right, free kick then with Steve Davis, the captain. Alan Lee moving in to the edge of the area there, looking for this header. Gets it, chests it down, Cook! Oh, and a good shot from Andy Cook. A good knock, chest down from Alan Lee. And Andy Cook looking for his second, and perhaps Burnley's 5th. Can't get control of it. Millwall here with Paul Eiffel. And a chance on here for Harris. And Harris pulls another one back. That's 2 for him, 2 for Millwall. Situation reading very strangely. Burnley 4, Millwall 2, and can you believe that? Mellon fouled in. Free kick to Millwall then. They're not going to take this one to the wire, surely. And that's fallen to shore. Oh! Goodness me, Davis. Oh, it's gone in. What is going on?
pinballing about, David, wasn't it? It finished up at the far post. Whatever happened there, it's 4-3.
4 matches then, including that one where you won them all. Brentford away from home 3-2.
Brentford was a good match, a tough match. I had Paul. We played. That was bank holiday time, so we played. We went down on the Sunday and we played on the Monday, but we played the day before that. So Ronnie Jepson had a bit of flu. Paul Cook wasn't fit, so I thought we'll go for it. And Lenny John Rose had to miss the match before that because of the clash of heads he had. Anyhow, I put Lenny back in the side with Mickey Mellon. I put Glenn Little on the left and Johnny Mullen on the right, and we played really, really well in the first half. But we went in a goal down, and anyhow, the lads stepped it up in the second half. I took Andy off at half time, Andy Payton, put Ian on. Andy had a little bit of a strain, and I was a bit concerned about that. So we went out, and then we went to 3-1 up. Then they got one near the end, but we won, and that was a real tough game. But we won quite well, to be fair to the lads. And that was the day that Ian Cox, the ball hit him on the hand, and of course he's had to have an operation since then. So I lost Coxie in that game.
Last home game of the season, at least everyone was hoping it was going to be the last home game of the season. Big crowd on. You disappointed the crowd to a certain extent when you had a full house in previous matches, but you didn't disappoint this time against Cambridge.
Cambridge were near enough safe, but they made it difficult for us. But in the end, I think we were too strong for them, and I think, did we beat them 2-0? Was it 2-0? Yeah, we beat them fair and square.
To Lenny John Rose on this near side. John Rose chooses to cross in, but again the ball headed away. Dean West goes in. A Claret will pick it up in John Rose. Paul Cook, master of midfield, who just nonchalantly plays it over for Davis. Davis heads on for Payton. Payton turns back to goal. Andy Payton! Oh, goal! Andy Payton, he doesn't miss from there. That was a classic goal from the Padiham Predator.
What a goal, Dave, what a goal. I tell you what, wonderful little head back into the box by Steve Davis there. Andy Payton flicked it back through his legs.
Hunt trying to play it down. Hunt here again for Cambridge United. He's got Hanson at the back of him, and oh, a good save by Crichton. A palmed away, he was stretching, he was running, and the second
2-1. And the crowd getting behind them there, that's what I like to see.
Throw in taken. Branch has it at his feet now for Burnley. Right foot across the back post. Perez is there again. Oh, and he fails to up. Well, it won't go in for John Mullen. Gives it again to Andy Payne. He skips into the area. The right-hand side, it's Dean West across to the back post. Lenny John Rose just taken off his head. And if Paul Cook can get it under control, I think he's going to have a shot. And Lenny John Rose is in there on the 6-yard line, and Cambridge, surprisingly, just walk away with the ball.
Andy Cook went down. Lenny John Rose went down, so anyway, all the skittles are up now, and we're back to full force.
Foul one free kick to Burnley. Paul Cook just looking at that one and plays it over at the end of the back post. Thomas heads on, Andy Cook! It's in now. Andy Payton grabs a brace, but I'd like to have given it Andy Cook.
27 goals, Dave. That's probably one of the simplest he'll ever get in his life. Andy Cook had a great header there. Hit the inside of the post, crossed the line, simple tap in by Andy Payton. Well,
I mean, if Burnley players knew what was going to happen, I think they do. They're going to try and get to the tunnel as quick as they can. That's Glenn Little now. And that's it. Away go the players into the tunnel. The fans have done exactly what they said don't do. And Burnley have a comfortable 2-0 win here at Turf Moor against Cambridge United. The man who scored the brace was Andy Payton. He was substituted in the second half. But it's all going to be to the wire, as Stan Ternent would say, Ternent.
And the last game of the season, tell us about the nerves and the build-up to that away to Scunthorpe United.
Well, funnily enough, at that stage, all we could have done was win, and that would have forced Gillingham to win. I knew Wrexham were on a good run. They'd gone 4. They weren't conceding goals. We'd been the last 5 or 6 matches away from home. We'd won them. So when I got up on Saturday morning, unusually for me, I felt like, hey, okay. And I came down to the ground. We got off. It was nice and relaxed. We'd done all our team play. We knew exactly what we were going to try and do, and it went to plan. I heard a roar after about, I don't know, was it 15 minutes? So I knew that, or I felt Wrexham had scored a goal. So then it was no goal, so I thought, well, if it stays that way, like a draw will do us. But never mind, we decided that we were going to go and try and win this game. Next thing, Hodges picks a one up, playing in the hole, and he hit it from about 25, 30 yards, went in like a rocket. But to be fair to the lads, he kept at it. The supporters were well behind us. And then Mickey hit a one on the volley, and that flew in. Then later on in the game, I thought we'll go and try and win the game. I put Glenn on, and he came up with a fantastic strike. And then when it was 2-1, I didn't know for sure, but I felt that Wrexham was still 1-0 up. So we got away again. Andy Payton had a header, a miraculous save, pushed it under the bar. But we ran out 2-1.
Played long down this right side for Scunthorpe. Well, he did well to come away with it, Harsley. Richard Logan plays it in. Now here's a chance on for Lee Hodges to shoot! Oh, a goal from Lee Hodges outside the penalty area. That was a screamer, and that is what Burnley didn't want. Oh dear. 20 minutes gone. Scunthorpe United 1, Burnley 0.
There he does, David, picks the ball up, aims back, rockets it in off the underside of the crossbar. No chance Crichton, no chance any keeper, but it did just fall to him well. And before the kick-off rather, I'm sure he got awarded player of the season. But that's a good goal, David, you can't dispute that, and no fault there to any.
Give it away, Steve Davis here. Andy Payton gets the header. Lenny Johnrose trying a spectacular kick. Payton there, but again Scunthorpe. Burnley head it back in with Mullen. Now a chance for Andy Payton. Was he brought down? Was he brought down? The claims were there, and Andy Payton really annoyed with the referee, Mr. Butler. He claimed he was brought down in the box. The referee, well, it's very hard to get penalties, Terry.
Scunthorpe, Ray David, come back to that incident shortly, and there's a foul down here. It's given that, and it goes the way of Scunthorpe. But I looked at that decision there, I looked at the reaction from Andy Payton. It's not often that you would see him, if he doesn't think it a penalty, he doesn't object greatly. But there, it looks to me like it was the meat between the sandwich, and there's the action replay, and I think that's a definite penalty, David. And he even had a...
Cook with that one. Shot from Mellon! What a goal, Mickey Mellon! They don't come much better than that one. Mickey Mellon equalises for the Clarets. A real rocket on 40 minutes. The Burnley fans have invaded the pitch.
Yeah, that's a bit naughty, isn't it?
Control it. Graham Branch heads it up, looking for John Mullen. Mullen takes it down. Mullen does well. Mullen's got pace. Mullen still going into the box. John Mullen across from him. Andy Cook straight into the arms of Turner. And my goodness me, John Mullen again. We saw the pace and we saw the speed.
It's Graham Branch going off, and I can't see who's coming on. It's right in front of us in the gantry. It looks like Glenn Little, and what we could do for a bit of inspiration from Glenn Little this afternoon, I recall the goal that he scored against Bristol Rovers on the turf. Goal of the season in many people's opinion. A bit more of that today, please, Glenn.
Little. Glenn on the right-hand side. Oh, it's an inch-perfect ball for Andy Payton. Oh, and a shot from Payton. He blasted over the bar. But it was a good, nice little ball from Glenn Little. Got round his man. And that's the first real thing he's really contributed to. Andy Payton thinking, well, I've scored 27 goals, but, you know.
Could have been 28, and that was definitely Glenn Little's first goal. Lovely little ball in. Andy Payton into the box. Hits it on the turn, but just catches the outside of his boot. I'm happy with that decision, David. If it wasn't just hit perfectly, well, they can have another try, learn from it. Will it be a quick one?
And Cook takes a replica. But it falls to Little. Oh, way! Glenn Little! Can you believe it? He's only been on the pitch 10 minutes, and Glenn Little gives it Scunthorpe 1, Burnley 2.
I told you the second attempt, David, they didn't get it right the first time. The referee says we'll have it again, and the Burnley players really have to get off the pitch. Headed out there by a defender, comes to Glenn Little just outside the D, smites it in with his right foot into the goalkeeper's top corner.
That's interception from Paul Cook there. Played long for Ian Wright now, then a chance perhaps bouncing kindly. Is it bouncing kindly? Ian Wright eventually just on the 6-yard line, and suddenly the goalkeeper with the yellow shirt collects the ball, but it never bounced so kindly for Ian, did it? Glenn Little again, back for Paul Cook. He must get back on side, and Glenn Little, trickery from the big lad. Again, ducking, weaving and diving. And Hope misheads it there, but he has it at his feet there. Burnley fans ready to come on to the field, and there it is. Burnley have collected 3 points here, and the Burnley fans go absolutely wild. Automatic promotion, it must be.
Joyous scenes, David. They're just holding back the police. They're certainly going into the far end. But can you believe that it looks like promotion? We can only assume that the result is as it ought to be from the racecourse ground. And who'd have thought it at the end of the season? Glenn Little there is chaired off. 3 policemen hold him up to get him onto the shoulders. And Glenn Little there being walked away. Great signs. Morecambe Clarets, you can see that. Wonderful scenes. Good nature, I'd like to think, and I've seen a Welsh flag, David, so that's great. Hand over to you to just describe these joyous scenes.
Well, thankfully they've come right in front of the TV gantry here. A mass, and I say a mass, of claret and blue. Big nose Clarets, Morecambe Clarets, Fleetwood Clarets, every claret under the sun, in fact, and they are happy for one real reason. They're back in Division 1. This has been a great season for Stan Ternent and the boys. Who'd have believed it? They said it was going to be tight. We didn't think it'd be this tight, Terry.
We ran out 2-1, so we went down the tunnel and all the lads, what's happening? But that game was still going on. So I just put him in the dressing room and I stood outside, and a chap went with the radio, and then he came and he says the game's finished at Wrexham, and Wrexham have beaten Gillingham 1-0. So I just went in and said, that's it. So it was all off then.
And there are cheers there. I think that means it's it, David.
Unbelievable scenes here at Glanford Park. The result's been confirmed at the racecourse, and the Clarets go marching into Division 1. Amazing.
And I'll tell you what, David, I've just walked away just to catch the breath, just to get a dispassionate view of it, if you can be such a thing as a dispassionate view. And there are some Scunthorpe fans at the back of us, and they're cheering the Burnley fans to the echo and saying well done. And it's at moments like that where everybody's a football fan, brings you look to the throw, goose pimples to the arm, you name it. And the Clarets are going up, and the Clarets aren't going up, the Clarets have gone up.
Well, a big derby looms, of course. We know about that one. It's been a long time since we've played our rivals down the road, but next season we're going to get a chance. 6 years since the Burnley were last in Division 1, but this time we've got a board to back it, a manager and some great players, and Burnley will be on the way up from here on in, I can tell you that.
Well, Chairman, you must be absolutely delighted. When you came to the club, did you believe that you could get promotion this quickly?
Not this quickly, no. We did have a 2-year plan, and we've done it in year 1, so yes, I say we're absolutely delighted, and we've took it sooner rather than later.
Everybody will always sort of look back at that meeting that you had with the manager when it said that he offered his resignation, and you turned around and said, no, we're carrying on as we are.
Yeah, well, it seems a long time ago that, but it was one crisis in the club. I know now the right decision was made. I sincerely believe Stan's one of the top 10 managers in the country. So since that turning point, we've never looked back.
You won't be surprised by the amount of support that you've seen for the club this season and the amount that you're expecting for next season.
No, Burnley's a real football town, and we're already into record season ticket sales, and I'm reasonably confident we'll hit the 10,000 mark this time, which is fantastic for the town and the club and everybody.
Is it too early to look ahead, or you just want to enjoy the moment now?
I think we'll enjoy the moment, but we're very mindful now it's back to business, and we've got to stop in this division and consolidate and then see where we push on to.
That's the target for next season, is make sure you stay in Division
I think
1.
being sensible, you'd say so. We'll take anything that's coming as we have this season, of course. But yes, to consolidate, I'm very mindful that in the last 2 promotions from 2 to 1, we've gone straight back down again. And that's one thing to be avoided. So I think consolidation, and then let's push on from there.
Question I know the fans would want me to ask you, and that is, will there be any incomings this season? Do you think, will there be money available?
I think there is money available. We're going to look at the squad. We'll sit down with Stan, and we're always looking to strengthen the team.
Well, Andrew, what impact on the commercial side has the success of the club on the field had this season?
Oh, it's been fantastic. I mean, the 2 things work in hand in hand clearly. They've got to have their right off the field setup and their right on the field setup. And I promised 12 months ago is to put the right foundations in place, Premier League standard foundations off the field to build the club, and I think that's what's been happening, and the boys have done a super job, and that helps. We've got an exciting future to look forward to, I think, commercially and on the field as well.
Now, what about next season? How are the season tickets going?
Oh, superb. We launched a really early campaign this time, and fans were clamouring for season tickets in April. And we're already over 9,000 season ticket holders as we stand 2 weeks into May. So it's going to be a big campaign, maybe 11,000, something like that. And the 8,000 already, 8,500 already, is bigger than, it's the record at the club, the highest number ever at the club, season ticket holders. So it's a tribute to terrific fans.
Ian, what have you made of all that?
Very, very exciting. I've got the vibe I got off the crowd was that they've been waiting for something like that for a while, and now hopefully that Stan and the chairman, who I know well, and Ray, they can get the team really like built up strong and really go for it to get in the Premiership. I think they deserve it.
A nice little boost for you as well at this time of your career to come along and help a small town club.
Well, it might be a small town club, but it's a massive club in respect of football and English football. So to come here it was never a problem. You know, people were saying, why am I going to the 2nd division? It didn't make any difference because I know that there was what Stan wanted to do. He wanted promotion, and he thought that if I came it would help with that. And then in the end we got promotion, you know, so everybody's happy in the end.
So is it job done for you?
Well, it's job done because like I came here to get promotion, and I've got a lot of thinking to do in the summer. There's a lot more factors involved, you know. People think that if it was up to me, I would already sign. I wouldn't keep people in doubt that I'm going to come back here. But you know, my ankle and my knee are really getting to a stage where it's very hard. And that's why I was quite pleased that the gaffer he chose to bring me on in games and play me in games like that, because I think it might have like been a little bit harder for me. And those are the factors that I have to take into consideration. You know, I need a really good rest, and then I need to see what I'm going to do when I come back.
Thanks very much, Ian.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, Andy, it's been a fantastic season for you. 27 goals, the top scorer in the division. Can't get better than this, can it?
Well, not really, no. I mean, to get promotion as well, you know, that was the main priority. And obviously, being top scorer has been great for me personally, but obviously it's all about the team and the fans, and we're in Division 1 next season, and superb.
And looking forward to that, and confident you can do it again in the higher division?
Well, yeah, I mean, I've played a lot of my football in the First Division, so I have to be confident. You know, I've scored over 100 goals in that division, so it holds no fears for me, really, if I can stay injury-free, and I'm sure that goes for most of the lads. Well, in fact, all of the lads. I think we're all, you know, I know you're always confident after you've just gone up, but I think we'll do okay.
Now, you've had 3 near-capacity gates here at Turf Moor this season, and you're looking for a lot more, of course, next season. That would be great, won't it, for you?
Yeah, it'd be fantastic. I mean, obviously I'm from around here anyway, so I know what the support's like. I mean, the good thing about next season is I think the away end will be filled a lot more than it has been, say, this season. Like we play the likes of Colchester, who fetch, you know, sort of a bus load of fans. So there'll be some really good, you know, atmosphere and really good games on there for the fans this season.
Now, what's in store for you between now and next season?
Well, probably go on holiday, take kids away somewhere, and then just, I don't know, really, just chill out as you do, and then get your batteries recharged, ready for next season.
Good luck next season. Thanks, Andy.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Well, Ronnie, what about that? And what about getting up?
Magnificent reception just off the supporters, but they've been like that all season. The gaffer's come, he's turned the club round, we all stuck together, and we've had a wonderful season.
You have indeed, and makes it all worthwhile for the players and the supporters and everybody else behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's a big club. Everybody at the club, like from board directors to the cleaning ladies to everybody in the offices, like done superb. The club's much more professional now. The gaffer's got it going coaching wise from the kids onwards. That's all more professional. And the club's in good hands now. And maybe at the beginning of the season we thought the playoffs, but we've exceeded that, and 88 points you deserve to go up, I think.
That's great, Ronnie. Thanks so much. Ben, one of the goals of the season, you'll never forget it, will you? Tell us about that particular goal.
No, it's just, I remember it just came to me on the edge of the box and just tried to make sure I hit the target, and I called it so sweet. I knew it was in the moment I hit it.
But it was very, very special, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it's the type of goal you just dream about scoring, and the importance of it as well. The goal that got us up, like no matter whatever happens in my career, like no one could take that away from me.
So there we are, the end to a marvellous season for Burnley Football Club. Not time to look ahead to next season, I don't think. The time now is for celebration and enjoyment on a marvellous, marvellous achievement by Stan Ternent and his backroom staff, everybody at the club here who works so hard behind the scenes, the players, of course, and you, the supporters as well, who've backed the club and do so magnificently. It's been a great season. Hope you've enjoyed the video. From everybody here, cheerio.